But today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, can you embed videos into your blogs? And if so, can you do it without violating copyright and doing plagiarism? So a lot of times when I was a blogger, we had to be very careful in the content we used from other bloggers and from books, because you had to make sure you cited your sources. And if you copied too much from another source, you got flagged by Google as plagiarism, even though you're citing your sources. So is it possible to include YouTube videos on your blogs or on your business websites, or sharing them in your social communities and not have those violations? The answer is yes, because when you include a video into a blog, just like this one, I'm going to show you how in a minute. When you include it, you give a direct citation because the link goes right back to the YouTube creator. And not only that, you can make some of your blogs more sticky. Now, some of you, you're trying to get your family to like family history. And I'm going to show you here using Blogger how you can share some content that would be of interest to your family and get them to engage more with what you're sharing. So let's go ahead and do that now. If you use Blogger, go ahead and put Blogger in the chat. If you use WordPress, go ahead and type WordPress. And if you're just on social media, just say social media. If you're on more than one, absolutely tell me all the platforms that you're on. So if you're trying to share your family stories and family history just casually with your family, maybe you're also laying a little bit of cousin bait to attract people who may have genealogy sources you want to share. One of the things you can do is you can add videos to a blog post. Now in Blogger, it's pretty easy, which I really like Blogger over WordPress. I just do. I don't know why I do know why I switched, but that's not a topic of this post. So here's a post. This is talk about favorite songs of Grandpa. And now I could go and use words, and I can use pictures, and I can capture lyrics. But what does the song Purple People Eater sound like? Anybody a fan of the Purple People Eater song? So my father-in-law, he will go around, one-eyed, one-horse, flying purple people eater. And the kids think he's nuts, which is okay. But I can go over to YouTube, and they actually have the one-eyed, one-horse, flying purple people eater video. So how can I get this video over to Blogger? Yeah, you had a 45 single. That's awesome. And June, you really like that video, that song as well. So we can all just kind of sing along. Purple People Eater song. Here we go. I don't know the rest of the song, but I do know that part of the lyrics. Anyway, so what you do is you need to come down here to this share. Typically, when we're trying to link to other things on the interwebs, we just go up to the URL and copy that. Well, for some reason, that's not the correct URL to use, and funny things happen. So go down here to share and click copy right there. If you click that, then we can go into our Blogger post. And what is so great, all you have to do, just make a little space and come in here, this little insert video icon. Now, what's really cool is you could actually type in Purple People Eater. I can't type and talk. Who can type in Purple People Eater? And you can actually do a search here rather than copying the link from YouTube. But I always like to know that I'm getting the right video. So I go ahead and get the link, and I can drop it right there. Search for it. That's the one I want. Click on it, and then hit select. Okay, so when you hit update, all of a sudden your blog post is now going to have, if we hit refresh, the video right there. There's a little bit of coding you have to do on Blogger, which is why it's a little bit funky, because it will create a square view of the video, and sometimes you want the full widescreen. So we'll do a little bit of coding. We go to HTML and we look for where it says, let's see, YouTube, in this YouTube section. And we look for the height. Mine always says 320. I make it go 475. And then I make my height 275. And when we go back, now it's a square. So 475 by 275, and you'll have the perfect way to view. It looks better now. And now we can actually play that video from here. And the beauty of this is that your family doesn't have to leave your family blog in order to benefit from that song and listen to it. And the creator over on YouTube gets views, and they love that you share that information. All right, so that's how you do it on Blogger. I did see some people who use WordPress, so let's talk about WordPress. Now, notice I'm showing a little bit of a social history. You can have music and little video clips, but sometimes you want to educate people. So if you're in the educating group, like I am, let's say you're writing a blog post that's talking about how to describe feminine clothing from the early 1900s. Now, I can write and write and write, and those of you who are content creators know that sometimes you run out of ideas, but I can go over to YouTube. There's this woman, she's actually from Poland. I'm going to put her link in really quickly here. Her name is Karolina Zabrowska. I'm not sure how to say that, but she's fabulous. So if I go to her playlist for fashion history, I can come down to this one that said 19th century fashion, how to tell the different decades apart. Let me click on that real quick. Okay, so yes, there's going to be ads rolling. Yay for that channel. We're all watching the ad. What I can do is I can share a couple of different things. So I can share and grab that copy link and come over to WordPress, and I'm using the Gutenberg version. So if I click that little plus sign, making sure you can see it, I'm going to type in YouTube, click on YouTube. All I have to do is drop in the link and embed it. And now the creator can help me with this topic of early fashion from the 1900s. And then it's sized appropriately. So that's the beauty. That's one benefit of WordPress, is they already know what size the YouTube videos are going to be. So they just automatically do that. But here's a couple other little hacks that you can do. Let's say you like, oops, I went to the wrong video. Let's say you want to come to minute 3, well, it's not really 13, a minute and 12 seconds into the video. Another way you can share this video, maybe there's just a segment that you want people to focus on. You can click on start at the 1:14 mark and hit copy, and then go back and paste it, control copy. It already does the control copy for you. You just have to hit Control V for paste or Command V on your Mac, and then hit embed. And when it plays, it'll go right to that 1 minute and 14 second mark. So that's pretty cool too. One other little thing I want to share with you is, let's say you like this entire playlist that she has created. If you just share it from the video, it doesn't. You can't really share that playlist from the video and just get all the playlists together. You have to go back and click on the top of that playlist name, and you can hit share from here, and now you have a link for the entire playlist. So let's look at it right now. What does it look like if it's just one single video? You see the title right there. Now another way you can share it is click that playlist in there and embed. And now it's a little bit different. It has the title, but it has the entire playlist. So that's a lot of ways that you can, especially if you're trying to share content and you don't have the time or energy to write a long blog post for your Genealogy education channel or your Genealogy Society blog post. This is a fabulous way that you can then go in and share a playlist. And what happens is now you're adding value to your readers and to your Genealogy Society members. They'll stay on on your blog watching that video. It increases your average view duration, which is important if you have a business or a genealogy society, because then Google says, oh, this is a valuable website. We want to share it out more. That's how you can get some more value to your Genealogy Society members, to your readers, if you're creating a blog that's informative, inspiring, or educational, and so on and so forth. So it's a very, very handy trick. Now, let's say that you want to share your videos in Facebook groups. Can you do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the society that I'm a part of. This is our Facebook group. And there are lots and lots and lots of videos on YouTube that can help my Genealogy Society members learn some skills that we don't always have the ability to cover in our monthly meetings. So I can go ahead and go to the very first time that this seminar starts and cut out all that early stuff. Hit share. Start at copy. Now you could use these icons right here to share your content, but I find it easier that when you want to drop the video in Facebook, it's easier to just go and drop that URL. Again, that copy thing that we did before, and then you can go ahead and hit post. So, lots of ways for you to share YouTube videos from about history, about educational skills, about movies, and really enhance your websites. So that's the wrap. If you want to learn more about genealogy videos, and how to get started in genealogy, you'll check this playlist after we finish our replay. Oh, I just took myself off screen. Oh, that's so funny. Let me put my camera back on. Y'all, it's live. It's what we do here. So to wrap up this portion of the video, if you want to learn more about getting started with genealogy, make sure you check out this playlist when the video is over. And then if you want to see our latest video, click here. But for those of you who are here in the live stream, what do you think? Do you want to have, what do you think? What topics do you want to see in our Facebook Lives in the future? Facebook Lives. Oh my gosh. How many of you start talking about one thing, but because you were thinking about something else earlier, you're just totally confused? I feel like Doc from Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, in that he would transpose letters. Well, I transpose thoughts and I transpose words all of the time. But anyway, so I hope you find that valuable. But what topics would you like to see us cover in future YouTube lives on our Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mini sessions? Because they're going to be mini sessions. We're going to try to keep them short, not like our traditional long live streams that we're going to have on Friday. You're welcome, Maria. We're doing well right now. In fact, some of you know that my son, the fifth one, call him Cinco, he was sick. Like, I landed in Roots Tech and he was sick with pneumonia. And just when he got recovered, just when he was ready to go play with friends, the whole world shut down. And now he can't go play with friends. So he's definitely better and he's definitely wired. And we're trying to keep him happy and healthy and not completely bored. But, such is life. All right. What other things did you guys say? So Robert, you're in the planning stages of blogging. Do you have any questions that you've got my ear, you've got my attention? Let me know what kind of things that you're concerned about, and I can go ahead and extend the live stream to answer some of those questions. Now, Cindy, you have Facebook pages for your family that I put stories on when I find things, pictures also. Absolutely. And you can then go and find videos over here on YouTube and share them over to Facebook and bring attention that adds a little more color and flavor. Because as you likely know, people really do like video. They like sights, they like sounds. It's really pretty amazing. Oh, virtual museums. That's a great tip, June. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to have to go ahead and start getting some of those links to the virtual museums, like you said. Brenda, she's at this point, you're still working. Hopefully you guys are taking the measures you need to. I'm sure you're trying to be very safe. Stacy's in Ohio, stay-at-home mom. You're now homeschooling your kids. Welcome to the club. Oh, but your husband's been sick. That's kind of frustrating. I'm sorry to hear that. Lots of you are working from home. Husbands are working from home. All right, let's come down here and see what else you guys have said. Short activities. They're home with me and could watch with me. There you go. Yeah, so, future videos, maybe some short activities. I'm going to have to look into see what I can do. I want to do a video about the Family Search app and some cool activities the kids can do on there. So look for that in the next week or two. Giving away free hand sanitizer. Small. Oh, June, you crack me up. Hand sanitizers with a smell of whiskey. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a great question. Michael asked, what do the younger generations have interest in? Because I have the next gen cousins just joining Ancestry DNA. I'm going to say this a million times. They really do like stories. They love to hear stories about, okay, so here's a story that my mother-in-law, she lives with us and she talks about a lot. And that is when she lost the social security cards. Now, Michael, you are in Australia. I'm guessing your government might have some kind of identification number card. I'm not sure, but that's what it is. It's a government identification card, but it's not necessarily tied to your passport ID. Passport or photo ID. Anyway, that's what it is. So my mother-in-law would not let her children have their social security cards because they were not responsible enough. So she needed to keep them and she needed to keep them safe. So what did she do? Well, she put them in a safe place. And when her son became old enough to apply for jobs, she couldn't find that safe place. And her son is almost 50 now. And so we like to talk about how she can't find the Social Security cards. And anytime something goes missing, we say it's with the Social Security cards. So what do the younger generations like? They like these types of stories, these human stories. My parents are deceased, so all I can do is tell my children stories. My children also love the scrapbooks I've created, so you don't have to be super creative, but if you can have some photos and the stories next to it. My mom and my dad, Bob and Penny, they're not too far gone because we have the photos and the stories and they can learn about them. So really telling stories, sharing stories. If you can make photo books, that would be great. If you can make videos that have them talking or you telling stories, that would be great. So stories, and more stories. And if you want to get them to start to be actively doing something in family history, then introduce them to indexing. Go to familysearch.org/indexing. My youngest son, he is in elementary school, but he can read typewritten documents and he can practice his typing skills and learn a little bit about history while he's at it. Shh, don't tell him. In any case, that's a really great way to get them into the records and doing service. And they also like to bargain for extra media time that way too. So I don't know, maybe you might be watching, taking care of the little ones at some time from, we're talking, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to teenagers. Tell them stories, get them doing some indexing and things like that. All right, you guys have dropped a lot of comments in here. I'm so glad that you found some great tips here, Robert. I hope you'll start implementing them. And make sure you send us a link for when you have your blog so we can all start stalking you. No, I'm kidding. Reading what you put out. Genealogy has been closed indefinitely. JRE Lucky my grandmother has internet, so I'm hanging out in her office regularly. Fantastic. And that's one of the things that we wanted to do here on Family History Fanatics is, yes, a lot of genealogy conferences are being canceled. A lot of our libraries are being closed. And so we wanted to still bring you educational, informative content. So we're going to ramp things up. And I know several of you took our poll. Did you think I was crazy? Are you excited for this? And I know Stacy said, don't burn yourself out. Honestly, when technology works, I'm able to actually create videos faster if we do the live stream format versus my super perfectionist pre-recorded videos. It takes me 5,000 takes to get it right. So I'm going to give it a try. We're going to see, try to do this daily and benefit you guys so that you'll have more content to watch. But if you're new to Family History Fanatics, we have over 400 videos for you to binge watch and use the community, because as you, okay, maybe this is just me. Let me know if this is you. Genealogy is pretty isolating, and the more we have to stay home, hunkered down, the more as an extrovert I need to connect with people. So definitely any video that has my face on it, if you put comments in there, I'll be able to respond, and we can all respond and support each other in that way. Andy's actually a little behind in some of his comments. Shh, I ragged him out. So utilize Family History Fanatics, the YouTube platform, to get that community and provide some educational content so that even though you're not able to go to the library, you're still able to gather some great information here. Family search games. Oh, yes, definitely. So we do have a video on the family search activities that were released last year at Roots Tech. And yeah, you can go to Family Search. As long as you have an account, you can use the different programs and go to the activities page. And there's lots of things that you can do with kids to compare their face with their ancestors. Now, if they don't get a lot of hints, it's because you probably need to show them how to upload pictures to their ancestral galleries, and then they'll have some more fun things to do right there. Oh, yay! Oh, I'm sorry, Stacy. I'm glad that your daughter's stuff arrived, but yours hasn't. It's Teespring. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but you definitely have to send me some pictures so we can show you off. Yes, Stacy, great point. Ask your relatives to write down stories. Now, at Roots Tech, Steve Rockwood talked about how his sons would call relatives. And this could also be very useful for these kids stuck at homes and the older folks stuck at home to have that human connection of talking to one another. So you can call each other and hit record and record the stories for posterity. That would be great. Okay. Yeah, Michael, that would be great. Ice skating on the Thames, London, early 1800s. That would be great. All right. So yes, Maria. So Friday, just this Friday, the live stream is at 11 a.m. Central, so 12 noon Eastern, and that's with DNA Family Tree. We're going to see the man behind the YouTube channel. This is first time showing his face on screen. So that's definitely worth telling everybody to watch for. But the other thing is he has a fascinating story about DNA, and the surprises that he's found, lots of surprises, and we're going to talk realistically on how do you deal with it, because he has a fascinating story, and he's had to deal with being not who he thought he was related to. So I really hope you'll check that out. But so today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, a pre-recorded video at 3. Friday, 11 a.m. Central. These are all Central times. Sorry, guys. So pre-recorded video 3 p.m. Thursday. Live stream 11 a.m. on Friday. That's Central. And then from that point out, we'll do 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. So GMT minus 6. We're just GMT minus 6, and then you can be able to figure out, where am I? And then that should help you out. Okay. Facebook Live of her marriage. The wedding was, still marry on the day, celebrate later. I'm glad she's going to... Adaptability, that's what we're going through. But think about the stories we're going to be able to share later. Well, I got married on Facebook Live. Everybody attended from a distance, and then we partied later. Sad, but I'm glad they're still going to make it work. I'm trying as much as I can. I had a few bras, and it was driving me crazy. But checking out the videos. Fantastic, Joseph. Yes, definitely check out our videos. There's another channel. While you're at it, I'm going to go ahead and tell you some other channels to check out. There's the BYU Family History Library channel. There is also Boundless Genealogy. She has a lot of great videos on her channel. And I'm blanking. Ancestry does have some. Be careful. Sometimes you're going to get a promotional video. But if you see anything with Krista Kawa and the Barefoot Genealogist, she has some really great stuff too. We have a video on our YouTube channel called YouTube, the Library of Learning, and it will tell you how to find all the really great content. And I'll have to make sure that I drop a link to that. YouTube Library of Learning. I'll put a link in the comments when this stream ends. Oh, Dear Myrtle does have some videos on YouTube. One thing I'm not particularly fond of that is you can't comment on the videos, and part of YouTube is that the being able to comment. Now, unless she's changed that recently, whenever I would go and watch her videos, you couldn't engage with the videos. If anybody has African American history, the Black ProGen channel is really helpful as well. If you have South African, there's Matthew Bodie, and he does a really good, I think it's Bodie. I'm going to make sure I put a link to him later. I'm just typing all these little notes so that I can remember to put these later. DNA Family Tree. So you're very interested in that video. Oh, good, Stacy. It's going to be really fun. Love Krista. Yep, she's great. Oh, Genealogy TV. She's really good. Filipino history. That is a fantastic question. I don't know that anybody does that yet, but why don't I make it my mission to try to see if I can find something for you? So great question. Okie dokie. All right, so we did it. I survived. The technology worked this time. I have no idea what happened. Sadly, Greg wasn't able to join us. Some of you who watched our first video didn't make it to the second. Hopefully you'll catch it on a replay. We will see you tomorrow, pre-recorded video. Friday, the live stream with Larry Jones. And then Saturday forward, a combination of recorded videos and live streams. Can't wait to chat with you. Stay safe, and you guys have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous rest of the evening. Bye, guys.